What is one important thing to do if USCIS denies your case? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. You know, whenever you file your immigration case, you want it to be approved. You cross your fingers, you say a little prayer, you send it on its way, and you hope that at the end of the day that you're going to carry your burden of proof, that you're going to demonstrate to the satisfaction of USCIS that your application is worthy of approval and that you get that approval. But sometimes your case gets denied. Your case can get denied with an attorney or without. You never know why entirely they deny a case. They will send you a written denial notice explaining why they say they are denying your case. But you know what? It's not always true. The denial notice doesn't always say the exact reasons why your case is being denied. And we have come across a really handy trick that I want to teach you so that you can use it if your case gets denied. Here's what I want you to do. If your case gets denied, I want you to immediately go online and search for G639, G-639 Freedom of Information Act, and that will take you to an online portal where you can file for a complete electronic copy of your immigration file. And the reason that I want you to do that is, number one, if you're thinking of refiling and you want to hire a lawyer to do that, that lawyer is going to need that file, the entire immigration file, to figure out what went wrong. But even if you're thinking about refiling on your own, you will be able to see, hopefully, where things went wrong. If you had an interview, you might be able to find the officer's notes. You might be able to find investigations that they conducted. You might be able to find communications with supervisors. Now, a lot of times things are redacted in your Freedom of Information Act file of your USCIS file, but sometimes things sneak through. Sometimes there are clues that if you read through the file carefully, you can see why they didn't like your case, what it was that triggered extra scrutiny, why they think you didn't meet your burden, and why they ultimately decided to deny your case. So I would imagine that for most people, when their cases are denied, they're thinking about filing a motion to reopen or reconsider, or they're thinking about applying all over again. Now, we have separate videos that talk about when it makes sense to apply over again or when it makes sense to file a motion to reopen. Here's the pro tip. Usually we're going to recommend refiling. And when we refile, we almost always want to get that Freedom of Information Act file so that we can see and go over it with you to figure out what is in that file that made them deny the case. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you don't get much more information than you already had, but sometimes you get a whole lot of information and it really helps you frame the case the next time. So if your case gets denied, whether it's a green card case or a citizenship case, I'm going to strongly recommend that you go online to that web portal, G639 FOIA. If you just search that, you'll find it. You can put in your alien number, your address, and your phone number, and they'll send you a complete copy of your immigration file. Now, when it asks for what do you want, say complete immigration file or complete USCIS file or complete A file, alien file. That's what you want. You want the complete file. Now, as I mentioned, they won't send you everything, and some things will be redacted, but this will really put you in a good position for the next time when you apply and hopefully get that case approved next time. So you're going to learn a lot about your case. You can even do a Freedom of Information Act request if your case is approved. If you're just nosy and want to know what happened in the underlying case, I think most people should do a Freedom of Information Act request more often than not. And the key is it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to pay for the CD they send it to you on or the postage or anything. It's free. So why not do it? Why not put yourself in the best position possible? We even do FOIAs where people have been in the United States for a really long time and are just now getting ready to apply for a benefit the first time. We lean towards FOIAing. We want to get that file through the Freedom of Information Act in most cases, even if it's an original filing. We don't always even wait for denial. If there's anything complicated or anything glitchy or weird or that we are a little bit worried about, we almost always do a FOIA, either before we file or at the same time that we file, so that by the time the interview comes along, we have what they have in their file, and that's the great equalizer. So we hope you found this helpful. We hope you use this trick. It is 100% free. Make sure to do it, and you will put yourself in a position to get your case approved the next time. If you want our help, we don't necessarily do FOIAs for people anymore because it's just easier if you do it yourself and you don't really need a lawyer to do it. We can do it if you want, but it's very helpful, like I said, if you're thinking about filing a new case or appealing. And if you are thinking about filing a new case or appealing, that's definitely something that we could help with. Give us a call, 314-961-8200. Email us at info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free information or wondering about the immigration process in general, we have our YouTube channel with hundreds and hundreds of videos. We have our live immigration answer show where I try to answer people's immigration questions. And then finally, make sure that you join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home, and we'd love to have you join us there so that you can meet other people going through this immigration process, pulling their hair out just like you, and make some new friends. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.